Okay folk, here today I'm going to try and demonstrate for the purpose of for Thomas how I take the end off boilers and such. We have what I think he might be working on is a curette and a fragment there of curette. I've got some Baker's soldering fluid. I use an egg cup for that. The flux. I have various sticks and bits and pieces that I use. I don't use a brush for the flux. You'll find that enough can be had by just a little stick in the flux. Other things I have is I have a supply of skewers from your cooking supplies shop, and I grind a little point on and cut them off. And where I don't want bushes to fall away, some people use threaded aluminium bolts. I find that even just the amount of heat that you use getting these apart just with that is enough. And then a smaller one maybe for there, and you just screw these little things in. Okay, then these little tin brass tabs are going to fall off. I hope this works. All unrehearsed, of course. So you'll see that I've got, as mentioned on the forum, I've got a stable flame, widespread flame here set up in the vise as my third hand. I've got a heavy knife as suggested, or else I use the blade off a power hacksaw for my knocking. You put a glove on the hand that's going to hold the boiler. You heat things up. If I didn't want that bush to fall out, or these others, I would put skewers in them as well. Alright, so they don't take a lot of heat. The reason I'm not going on the end is I don't want to burn those skewers too much. So that here we go. So we'd be there, and that takes that bit off. And there, and that takes that bit off. And don't be too worried about your skewers catching on fire. That carbon there is good for stopping them from sticking to any solder or such. Now it doesn't take a lot. You'll see this is an old bung boiler that was used for a demonstration of shooting them with an air rifle to see what happens. Alright, so then just tap gently with your knife, and there you go, you see. Save the gas. Get your skewer, pick up the bit off the floor, and here we are. Well, the larger one didn't work, or that one, but anyhow, you get the drift. Basically those pointed wooden bits are used for when you put it back together, and I'll try and demonstrate that. I don't want to make this video too long. So you'll see here where the solder, this boiler was leaking, because there it wasn't done. So what I do then is, to clean all this up ready to put it back on again, is I get my Dremel and a slitting wheel, and go around that and grind all the way around. Okay, then once you grind that all the way around, and of course the other thing, I put some masking tape around there. There'll be a photo of that on the forum site. Masking tape around there only as far as there, and you can also use your grinder to clean those bits up. get the idea. So then, yeah, just with your solder paste is what I use. You go around here and just paste it on with your paddle stick. Okay, round you go. You don't have to go all the way to the edge there, because when you push that cover on, that'll push that up. You put your cover on and you clean it. You wipe off your excess flux. And then you heat it all back up again. Your masking tape will catch on fire, but that's okay. It'll leave a residue behind whereupon the solder won't flow. And that's it. It pays then to go around it or do a pressure test, but what I do is go around and put a vacuum just with my mouth, after I wash it all of course, and you'll find that's enough for you to find if there's not enough solder in there. So then what I do is just get a little bead of solder. I'll sit it on where I thought that was not enough. And then I've got the fan going because it's about 36 degrees out there or more today. So you'll do that and then you'll just, okay, that's enough. You got the idea. Right? My fan's actually, and things aren't tinned properly here, but you'll see that if it was all tinned and cleaned up and ready to go, that solder would run into that gap. All right, I hope that's enough for now, and we'll catch you later with another video if it's not.